2008 Toyota Corolla. Rear brake shoes. I'm going to do a hub bearing, backing plate, brake shoes, springs, adjuster, and a wheel cylinder. First off, you need to do is remove the hold downs. You push them in and turn them with a pair of pliers. It's a slot. There's a slotted in this little cap. Push it in, you turn it. You hold it from the pin from behind. So when you're pushing into your finger, and your finger's trying to hold the pin from turning too. And if it's got a lot of rust on it, go like this with it to break it loose from the spring. All right, so you got both of them off. Get yourself some angle nose wire cutters. Remove this spring. You need to hook right here, pull on it really strongly. This whole brake shoe is going to come in. If you want, you can put something behind it and hold it so it doesn't go into your wheel cylinder so bad if you're not replacing it. Remove that spring. Then you can take this adjuster lever off. This just goes into a slot right here. The lever is slotted, goes into that pin. Remove that. Then you go down below and remove this spring down here, the black one. And if you look way back inside there, there's a purple one. And the purple one goes into this hole, the angle part. And then the L part of it goes in there, the bent part. And then what you need to do is you can wedge something in this side and then pry this side out so it doesn't go into the wheel cylinder so bad. And you can get your adjuster out of there. Once you get the adjuster out of there, you can remove the spring off of this side, the rear shoe. And then your shoes are loose, and then the back shoe is held in with the parking brake lever. You know, the parking brake pivot. And that's held on with a clip. I'll show you that. All right, here's the horseshoe, see it? Get down with your pair of pliers. Got the shoe off. Now you got is your wheel cylinder. And that's held in with a 10mm. Alright, now next thing you need to do is remove the parking brake lever. You need to remove that clip on there. I don't always use a pair of pliers. I'll get on it. I'll get on one side of the pin, and then I go to the other side of the clip and push the clip off the pin. And it looks like that. And then I can use my side cuts. Grab hold of it and pry it off. Now I'll get that off. Okay. And you need to take the lever off. Push the spring up. Slide the lever off. All right. Then there's a 10mm right here. You need to remove this 10mm holds the parking brake cable into the backing plate. Careful, it might be rusted in there, so put some penetrant on it and let it soak. Once you got that out, you can wiggle the cable and then break it loose from the backing plate. Okay? Then you need to remove your wheel cylinder from your backing plate. And that's held in with a 10, but before you do that, you want to remove the brake line off the back of it. And you need to heat that up with a propane torch or a MAP gas, and that's a 10mm on the line. Get it pretty hot. Do not overheat the line. Heat the fitting. And once you got the fitting pretty hot, break it loose. If it don't break loose, add more heat. Once you got it out, unthreaded, remove the 10mm bolt on the back of the back of the wheel cylinder and remove it. So now you got the wheel cylinder is loose. Then on the back side, now we need to remove the backing plate and the hub bearing. That's the fun part. You got 4 bolts on the back side coming through the back. 12mm heads. Remove all 4 of them. Keep spraying it down with some penetrant. You know, on both sides of it. You know, on the back side and on this side. All right, now you need to get yourself a sledgehammer and hit the hub bearing from the back side. Because you mess with this side, it ain't coming out. All right. See the circle? That's what you want to hit with a sledgehammer. And you want to hit it pretty hard. Do not hit your brake line. Okay, do not try bending the brake line up because you'll end up breaking the rust on where it goes onto the bracket and you'll twist it off there. All right, so you need to hit that one with sledgehammer. You need to keep hitting it. Try not to hit the arm. Make sure you hit inside here. You have to come in at this of an angle because it's too deep here. You have to come up in here and hit it. All right. Okay, now that you got the hub and the backing plate off, clean this surface up, put some anti-seize on it. Same thing with your brake cable, but clean that up, put some anti-seize on it. Put your new backing plate and your hub bearing and put some anti-seize on that also. And then put it in there and line it up and start your 4 bolts. And once you got them started, snug them all up. And then you want to torque those bolts to 45 foot-pounds, okay? 45. All right, once you got the hub torqued to 45 foot-pounds, you get your little 10 on your brake cable, pull up on the brake cable, and that'll help line up your hole for your little bolt. Snug up your bolt, hand tighten it, doesn't have to be too much. You don't want to snap it off. All right, so now you need to do is prep your backing plate. But first I want to tell you is you want to make sure that your backing plate is correct right here, I'm missing a hole for one of my hold down bolts. This hole is supposed to be up here, so I gotta drill a hole up here. Get the drill bit that fits right in there and drill it the same size right here. Go over here and kind of look on this side what that one looks like and drill it in the same spot. Okay, holes right there. There, see it? It's supposed to be one right here. Okay, it's supposed to be right there, so I need to drill a hole right there. Okay, it can be 1/4 inch, 5/16, whatever this hole is, just match it up. Once you got the hole drilled, go ahead on the back side and hit it with a hammer and smash your little burrs that are sticking up. Make sure you don't drill it too big, and it's bigger than your pins, and your pins are going to pull right through. So 1/4 inch is the maximum I want to go. Alright, just get it fairly close because the hole's a little sloppy anyway. Next, you want to put your parking brake lever on your shoe. Make sure it's equally with the curve. Get your clip on that pin. Put your pliers on the pin and the clip. And squeeze it together and work it on there. Get it all the way down. All the way down. Now you want to do is squeeze them together. Okay, let's see. Squeeze them best you can. Had a hard time here. All right. Next, you want to put your parking brake cable on it. Go over here and push on your spring. There. Push on your spring, push it up. Force it in there like that. Goes like that. Okay. Now you need to get some Seal Glide and put it on your little pads, spots where the shoes rests on the backing plate. All right, you want to put your wheel cylinder on, get it nice and flush, put your 10mm bolt in, tighten that up, put your line in there, put some anti-seize on your line threads, get that started. Once you got that done, you can put this rear shoe on. Line up the rear shoe and put your pin through there, put your spring and your retainer on there, and push it in there and turn it so it falls into the little notch. And then next we're going to do is the front shoe and the hold down. And make sure you get everything ready. Your hold down and your purple spring. Purple spring goes into the front hole. It goes in that little hole. Put it in there. All right, knock it down in there. And what you want to do is you want to pull it forward, put it on the wheel cylinder, line it up to the bottom, make sure it's in. All right, it stays in there pretty good. Next, can do is put our hold down on. Line up the slot with the pin. Push it in, turn it. Make sure it goes into the notch. Now we can put our adjuster in there. That hole goes to the parking pawl and shoe. Fish it in there best you can. And then what you want to do is pry the shoe forward and get the adjuster in there. Next, you want to get your adjuster pawl. That goes into the pin. Get it lined up in there best as possible. Okay, it's in there. Then you take this bent end, you stick it in with the purple spring, put it over it. Get your side cuts. Clamp right about there. Pull on, hold on to the shoe here. Put it into your adjuster lever best as possible. Moves around a lot. Kind of hard to do. Once you get it in there, line everything up, center it. Okay. And then need to go down below and do that one. That one goes into the bottom too. Line it up best you can, put it in there. Voila. Now all you need to do is take off your vice grips off your line. Let that fluid start to go in there. Open up your bleeder. Allow it to start dripping. Once it starts dripping, you'll need to close it. Okay, it's dripping. Close it. Now what you want to do is go over here and adjust it up. Take some of that space out of there. Move the adjuster. You want to wheel it up. What you basically want to do is get some fluid behind your pistons, seals, and center your shoes best as possible. Okay, because you don't want to just be smushing the pistons past the holes inside the wheel cylinder. Alright, I adjusted it like 3/16 of an inch. Now I'm going to open the bleeder back up. Now I'm going to let it drip for a little bit, a couple drips. When I see it dripping, then I know it filled up the wheel cylinder. And now I can close it. Now what you want to do is put a little bit of anti-seize on your hub. On here. Just to keep it from bonding. And keep it from rusting. And now you need to put your drum on and off. And each time as you're going on and off, you need to adjust it. Make sure it's not too tight, not too loose. Too loose, you need to adjust it up. You need to turn that dial up. I adjusted it quite a bit, like 3/8 of an inch. But see how it is? That's still too loose, okay? If you adjusted it too much and you need to back it off, you need to hold that little adjuster pawl away and then turn your wheel down. If you don't move this little lever away, pawl away, it binds on the adjuster and you can't loosen it up. So now what you want it to be like this, okay? feel it, you gotta reel it on there. And then you barely pull it off. You don't want to be banging it on there, that's too tight. This is, actually it's just a little too loose. Okay. Okay, I have a little resistance pushing it on there, but now it's definitely too tight. Can't turn it, so I need to pry it off and loosen it up just a little bit. Okay, I got it perfect. You hear it? Hear it dragging? Little resistance. Okay. Perfect. Now, open up the bleeder and let it bleed, let it drip a couple times, and then you're good. All right, tighten my bleeder up. Got my little bleeder cap, put that on there to keep the dirt out. Now all you need to do is do the other side the same way. And when you're done, you put the tire on and torque them to 90 foot-pounds. Go inside the vehicle. When you lower it down, pump the pedal up a couple times, make sure you got a good pedal. Go underneath the hood, double check your fluid level, and then that's it. If I helped you by with these doing the brakes, the hub bearing, wheel cylinder, anything, that's great. Maybe you can help me out by subscribing to me. If you already did, I really appreciate it. I thank you.